COVID-19 in Nigeria started on February 27th. That's when we had our first case in Lagos. And then so far the cases have risen up to 4,399. There have been 778 recoveries from that number. And of the confirmed cases, there are 143 deaths. And then because we now have it this many in Nigeria, the federal government, announced a lockdown, which went on for about 35 days, and then they eased the lockdown, just 2 Mondays ago. But in the time when the lockdown was more intense, there was a standstill of businesses on different levels, social events, social gathering, and the lockdown really exposed the fragility of our health sector and our infrastructure generally. Religious gatherings have come to a halt. For us in my home, where we're Catholics, my extended family and I were all watching Mass on TV, dressing up pretty, and feeling like we're in church. That's helping our spirit. There are problems with distribution of palliatives, as government intends that households should get foodstuff and all of that, but that's been really, really problematic. Food is not getting to households that it should get to. It's not getting to communities that it should get to. There are still a lot of vulnerable communities. Communications to them about what this disease, what this virus is about, is very bad. Internet is poor. And I'm thinking because there's such a huge, unprecedented pressure on internet for everything now. So service providers are still grappling with making it as good as possible, but it's still pretty bad. A staple site, on workday mornings, are people gathered around a woman selling roadside food. We generally call them mama puts. Those businesses are zero at the moment. Even though it's been the lockdown has been eased, work has resumed, people are still weary of patronizing those kind of women. So they're out of jobs, so to say. But in all of this, there have been a lot of goods and personal developments. So people are embracing technology, especially parents. That's where I've noticed it the most, because most schools have migrated online and are offering online and virtual learning. Parents need to guide their children to be sure that they're doing the right thing and not abusing their privileges with access to internet. So they also are having to educate themselves to learn how to use a lot of the software and all the access to internet that are available. People are also making use of webinars, free education platforms that have gone free they're hugely discounted. So people are availing themselves those opportunities to learn and develop themselves personally. Then families are getting more closely connected. And I see something unique in this regard for families that have children with special needs. It's the first time in some cases that fathers are understanding what it means to take care of a child who has special needs. Because usually the mothers do it, or they just drop them off at a special needs center where the schools, take care of their needs and they come home. But this is the first time that they're learning to be a part of those children's lives, and it's a beautiful story what I'm hearing so far. However, there's still a lot of uncertainties out there for most Nigerians. But in spite of the uncertainties, I'm remaining optimistic, and I'm praying earnestly that we do not lose the love and humanity that coronavirus has provoked out of us. That's been one very, very, very beautiful part of this lockdown and this pandemic. People are actually looking out for one another and genuinely showing concern and sharing, and hoping that this continues when when the pandemic is over. There are things that are within our control. There are a lot of them that are out of our control, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to settle down to figure things out so that our lives can be the better for it all. I am Adie Vanessa Offiong. I am a journalist based in Nigeria, in the capital city of Abuja.